In today's episode, I get gifts from men I met on the internet who want me to take my shirt off. What? Welcome to Haul Yeah Comics. My name is Nate and I have issues. And today's issues are gifts from fellow YouTubers and members of the comic book community. And yes, I got shirts, not just one or two. I got 3 shirts, including the one I'm wearing here. This one is from Mr. Akins of What's on the Comic Rack. Did somebody say John Byrne? His favorite artist and famous phrase. He's got his logo on here. I also have he sent me another sticker. But, so this is his, if that'll focus, yeah. So there's his logo there, which I do have back here, comically upside down. I didn't know it until he told me. So this is really cool. So I guess people are making shirts now. We've evolved from stickers to shirts. So could a Haul Yeah or FOMO Squad shirt be far behind? I'll never tell. It's totally happening. So I have all these great books and other items that have been sent to me, and I wanted to showcase them in a video for a while. I have shown a lot of these on streams, but you know, I really appreciate how generous everyone in this community is. And so I want to get started. Anybody that I mention is going to be linked in the description below. So please, if you do not already subscribe to their channels, go and check them out. These are awesome guys and they sent me some awesome stuff. I'm going to start with Stevie D. Stevie D, he knows that I like promotional comics and he sent me this. This is a small book called Colonel Keds and his Bell Rocket Belt. So this is an old promotional comic. If you can't tell, it's very small. It's put out by Uniroyal and Keds Shoes. So Keds Shoes used Uniroyal rubber in their soles, and the Bell Rocket Belt was something that was actually real. You can find footage of it online. There's even a commercial I found that was starring Colonel Keds.
One day, as Colonel Keds was flying over the mountains wearing his Bell Rocket Belt and his rugged Keds, he heard the terrible roar of an avalanche and saw a school bus heading right for him. Colonel Keds opened his throttle wide and landed just in time to stop the bus. The kids were safe and full of questions.
Colonel Keds, how does your rocket belt work?
By thrust, like jets and missiles. The whole story is in this 16-page picture booklet that you can get wherever Keds are sold.
It's kind of a weird thing. So like, you know, during the 60s in the space race, this was a thing. And I love that something like this is paper, you know, just stapled paper. There's no protective cover, there's no coating, it's just newspaper. How this survived as long as it did, I have no idea. It's a really cool piece of history and I love it. Thank you, Stevie. Something Stevie D has been doing a little bit more, and he's been sending me a lot of examples and posting some of them, is his art. And he drew a picture for me of Dazzler, so I've got my second piece of Dazzler original art from community members. And this one here, she says, "Hey Nate, wanna skate?" You know I do. You know I do. So I love this. I love that Steve is drawing, like in the short time he's been drawing, he's actually really started to improve. It's really cool to see him, you know, still trying to express his creativity and having a passion for something. But I do think my favorite thing that Steve sent me is this. This is Hoot Owl, which is a jazz quartet, or I'm not sure how many people are on it, but it's a jazz group that he was a member of. And so this is music that he played with them. Some of them I know are original pieces, and he said that, you know, anybody could use those in their videos and things. So I'm really excited to check this out, and I just think it's really cool. You know, what a cool dude. So thank you, Stevie D. We're gonna go from one Steven to another. The next package I got, the next package I have to show you here is from Steven Gettner, Collecto6 on Instagram. I hang out with him on the Comic Collector Geeks Friday Night Hangout. He also does a show with Alan on Mondays called the Monday Night Special, where they show the biggest of big boy books. Steven has an incredible collection and amazing taste, and whenever he gets something that doesn't fit that, he sends it my way, and he said this one had some weird stuff in it, so I'm sending it your way. I was like, excellent, I love weird stuff, and there is some weird stuff in here. This one's not weird. This is Aquaman, Green Arrow, Deep Target 6. This is just kind of a cool cover. So I don't know what this is, but I do like it. But these next ones, oh boy, are they weird. And I don't know what they are. So this is from Marvel Comics. It's called Mad Dog. And if you see at the top, Mad Dog is co-published by Ace Comics and Marvel. So issue number 1 looks like, you know, classic 90s trash, right? And the artist name on this one is Purcell. I don't know exactly who that is. But then issue 2, the tone and the style change, and the artist is Bob McKay. So now we've got more like goofy, we've got a word balloon on the cover, the costume looks completely different for Mad Dog, and he's saying, hold it, because of the exciting nature of this comic magazine, we cannot allow you to read it until you sign this release form. I mean, this is like, you know, kind of Silver Age silliness, right? And so we went from 90s trash to something a little sillier, but much cleaner lines. I like this art a lot more. Issue 3, oh yeah, we're back. We're back to 90s trash. And it is, like, you got the guy with the hook, and this just does not look good. Also, the logo changes. So we go from this sketchy, you know, 90s looking logo, 90s looking art, and he's Blood Trail. Just, come on. But then issue 4, he also sends me, again, note the trade dress changes, the logo changes. So we've got that logo on 1 and 3, this logo on 2 and 4, Mad Dog again in the different costume, again, Bob McKay art on this one. I don't know what the story is with this, but Steven's right, it is weird. And I'm glad he sent it to me because I like weird. I think this book is not weird. This book is really cool. So this is a 12-cent Archie and Me from 1966, where we've got Archie and the boys wearing trench coats and Mr. Weatherby telling them they've been watching Too Much Man from Uncle. I also like on the top of this, and I know there's damage to it, but Archie is swinging a golf club right into Weatherby's butt. Kind of a funny gag there. So I really do like old Archie comics. I like new Archie comics. I like Archie comics. And so I was really excited to get this. So thank you so much, Steven. If you do not watch the Monday night special, you should. Go to Alan the Comic Collector Geeks channel and check that out, and subscribe to Steven on Instagram. All right, another community artist, Adam from Up and Adam Comics, the gentleman who made me my wonderful Dazzler homage, which is part of my background up there. Whenever he sends me a package, he always does a sketch on it. So the last one had Dazzler, and this one has Amethyst, Princess of Gem World, telling me that I'm a gem. Adam, you're a gem. On Free Comic Book Day, Adam works at, like, part-time at a comic book store, and there were some books that I didn't get, and he was very kind and said, hey, if my store has them, I'm going to send them to you, and he did. So I got the DC All-In Free Comic Book Day. This is one that I did not have a chance to pick up at my shop. The Boom Studios one I really wanted. This one has a Hello Darkness story in it, and I didn't get to read that either. And then this one was the one I was like, I didn't realize the story was in it. And so, of course, I couldn't get it after the fact, but the IDW has a preview of the next Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, which is right here. So there's a sequel to that coming out. That was one of my favorite reads of last year. So this one, I'm really excited to have. I can't wait for that new series to drop. I really like the creator a lot, and he's gonna make another appearance here in just a bit. The last book he sent me, like, I told him I didn't want it, and he was like, well, it's going into the trash. The shop was literally going to throw it away, so he sent it to me so that I could see it, and if it was going to go in the trash, it was going to be me who did it. And I mean, a comic really has to be destroyed for me to get rid of it. I'm glad he sent it along, because I didn't realize how ridiculous it was. So this is a Jerry Lewis, and it's not like, you know, I don't really like the Jerry Lewis books. The ones I've read from the Silver Age were just not, like, I mean, for a comedian, very not funny, like really trying too hard, but this cover's amazing. So this is Jerry Lewis issue 122. We've got Jerry on a totem pole. He's, of course, culturally sensitively dressed as a Native American, and on the totem pole we have Frankenstein, Superman, And then what I believe is Spiro Agnew, who is Richard Nixon's vice president, right? And the only reason I know who Spiro Agnew is because of Mad Magazine and The Simpsons.
Boy, they're really socking it to that Spiro Agnew guy again. He must work there or something.
So Adam, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of these books that you sent me, especially the one I said that I didn't want because it's so goofy. How could I not want this? Please make sure to check Adam out. All right, this next batch of comics and things I got from a new friend of mine, Johnny, from Johnny's Comic Stuff. I met him through Rich of Big Nasty Comics. We were on a hangout together. He had watched an episode of the FOMO Squad where we had been looking at the next day's book, and a particular book caught our eye and it also caught his eye, and he ended up ordering it and sending it to me along with a lot of other things. So first, I'm gonna start with this awesome Alex Ross art that he sent me. So these are, like postcard, this is like postcard size print. This is like so cool. It's two of the same. That's really cool. Okay, so there's two copies in here of Alex Ross's Clark Kent opening up his shirt to reveal the Superman emblem. I mean, that goes really well with this, right? I love Alex Ross's Superman. I love Alex Ross's art. These two, this is really cool. So these are things that I'm gonna frame up and hang around the room because I've been framing things lately. Okay. He also sent me, I am a big fan of Jack Kirby's, New Gods and the Fourth World and all that. And so I know this isn't Kirby, but it's JMD Mateus playing in Kirby's Sandbox. So this is a Forever People from the 80s. And so he sent me, this is like a relaunch or a new run of Forever People. So he sent me issues 1, issue 2, and issue 3. And I didn't have any of these. So this is really cool. I'm really excited to have this. And he sent me 2 magazines as well. So this one, another one from the 80s, this is Grave Tales, and this is really cool. I took a look at this. This is from Harris Publishing. They did have Elvira under their umbrella for a while, and this is kind of like, an EC. It's got, it's an anthology horror. It's oversized. It's not under the comic code, so they can be a little more dark. This is really cool. I was really excited to get this and to read this. This next one I was a little confused by because I didn't know what it was. When I did a little research, I am now amazed and in love with it. So this is White Indian, which the cover is this real heavy, paper. And so the art on the cover caught my eye. And when I took it out, I looked at the back first thing, and this is all about not being a dope fiend.
Just do it, damn it, do it. We gotta go. Whoa, fire!
It's like a PSA. And then I noticed down here a signature that was Frank Frazetta. And so this book, from front to back, the cover, front cover, back cover, and all interior pages is all Frank Frazetta art. And it's gorgeous stuff. I have not read this yet, but I mean, it looks so good. And Frazetta is somebody who is just kind of a chameleon when it comes to the different styles that he does. He did horror and sci-fi, and of course his paintings, have that D&D, Dungeons and Dragons quality with the Deathbringer and all that. But this was really cool, unexpected. I really love it. I'm looking forward to reading this. Thanks for that, Johnny. What Johnny saw on the FOMO Squad stream when we were looking at new books was this. It's Grixley, issue number 69. This is actually not issue number 69. This is number 70. It's misnumbered. I have number 69. He sent me that, but I can't show that cover. It's just a little too much. So it has nothing to do with superheroes. The interior art is all it's all black and white. It really reminds me of Harvey Pekar. It's a guy just kind of telling a story about how he goes and digs for comics. In the middle, he talks about a dream that he had, and it's the only color that's in here. Like in the middle, there's some red, so it's black, white, and red. Very small panels, very small art, a lot of just, meandering, almost stream of consciousness kind of thing. It's very indie. I really like it. I'm really into it. So this one's Spirits of Venom, and this is Grixley number 59. Again, same thing, like even though there's superheroes on the cover, this is not a superhero book, it's just a very independently produced book. This is more like what the art is on the inside, so 63 and 64 are also connecting covers, which I thought was really cool for an indie book. And this, like, you can see it's not a full-size book, so I'm not exactly sure how it's made, like what the production is, but I wanted to just show that these two do go together like that to form a connecting cover. And I think that's really cool, just to give you a peek of the inside art, and not the dream sequence with zombies and heads exploding, but this is what most of the pages look like. A lot of tiny panels, a lot of little writing. But see, here's the thing, it gets a little weird. This was the one that caught my eye on the stream. I opened it up to read it, and so weird that he goes, the author, Nate McDonough, I'm gonna say Nate McDonough. He is talking about places he goes to go digging for comics, and one of the places he goes is Indianapolis, Indiana, which is where I live. He goes to a store in Greenwood, Indiana called Raven's Metaphysical Bookstore, which is a metaphysical bookstore that also has a bunch of comics, and has a conversation with the owner, Jeff, who I know, and who he draws in this book, which is crazy and weird. And then he goes to the Comic Carnival, which is the chain of comic book stores that I used to be an employee of. Now they have since shut down. They only have one location. They used to have 4. But that was like so weird to pick up a random book that I saw online that somebody was kind enough to send to me, and it had all these connections to me. They also mentioned a store that Rich at Big Nasty Comics has talked about, Mavericks in Dayton, Ohio. That's mentioned in here. There's another point in this book where he's digging for comics at a store with some other guy, and he's talking to the guy behind the counter, and they're complaining about how annoying people are who are trying to he sets up like there's nothing worse than somebody who's trying to put together a run of the Max. I mean, I felt personally offended by that. So this is weird. I know this is not for everybody, but I really dug it. I'm really looking forward to reading the other issues. I guess I'm going backwards because this is issue 70 and it's the newest issue that I have. I think it's the newest issue that's currently out. I'm gonna link Grixley. I think it's Grixley Cola, but I'm gonna link the creator down below. He's on Instagram, and if there's a website, I'll try to do that too. If you're interested, if this looks like your kind of thing, like if you like really raw indie stuff like I do, this one's definitely worth a check out. So thank you so much, Johnny, for sending me all of those, and definitely make sure you check Johnny out. Up next, I told you I didn't get just this one from Mr. Akins. I got 3 shirts sent to me in the mail, so let's take a look at the rest of those. So I've already mentioned him a few times here, but Rich from Big Nasty Comics, he sent me this awesome White Claw koozie. I don't know if it's just for White Claws, but that's all I've used it for so far. So this was really cool. It's got his logo on it, and tells you go find him on YouTube and Instagram. That's cool. But he got shirts made. So this one here is 2-sided. So on the front, and I wore this on a stream already once. So this, it looks like that. And then on the back, a really nice, black, white, and blue, but still full color of his logo. So this is really cool. And thank you, Rich. Definitely check Rich out. He puts out a lot of videos, and so does Chonko. And speaking of Chonko, Chonko sent me a shirt, and we got a picture of real Chonko here, the dog, because the channel is named after his dog, which always makes me think of the Indiana Jones with Sean Connery. We call the dog Indiana. Like, we named the dog Chonko. And on the back, he's got his YouTube channel, and he proclaims all who wear it as Chonko maniacs. I'm proud to be a Chonko maniac. That's pretty cool. So again, Chonko, linked below. He puts out a lot of videos. In addition to the shirt, Chonko sent me some really cool stuff. So the first thing, again, like, just weird 90s stuff, is Ultraverse The Strangers #1. I could not tell you anything about this other than I think it is a Malibu book, Malibu Comics right there. It doesn't have like the regular Malibu logo. It always throws me when I look at this. So I don't know what this is. Could the ferret make an appearance? I hope so. I hope so. So this is weird and cool. He sent me Lois Lane number 132. This is late in the run. I cannot remember what the final issue of Lois Lane is, but this is a 20 center, and I know Lois didn't last long into the 20 cent era for DC. So this is really cool because I am, you know, putting together as much of the Lois Lane run as I can do. Good Lord, Superman, come on. Lois doesn't know it, but I picked her husband. All right, whatever, man. The next two things that Chonko sent are just, I'm just beside myself. This is so cool. I mentioned Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. It was one of my favorite miniseries last year. The creator, Patrick Horvath, put out another book called Free for All, which was about, like, basically billionaires have to fight to the death or give up half their fortune. It was a really good one-shot, really good book. He sent me the Comics Pro 2025 rough cut edition of Free for All, signed by Patrick Horvath. Now, this is legit like my first signed book. I don't go to cons and get signatures on a lot of things. So this is just super cool. Like I loved this story. I love this creator, and to have this, I mean, is just awesome. So this one, I bought some Mylars not too long ago, and I haven't even cracked them open, but this is probably going to be the first thing to go in a Mylar for me because I love it. What a cool gift and what a cool book. So the last thing I'm going to show really floored me. I don't own any slabs. I don't buy slabs at all. I'm a reader, but I now have a slab because Chonko sent me one, and what a slab it is. So this is Walt Disney's Uncle Scrooge number 219 in a 9/8. This is the first Don Rosa comic book art. Don Rosa wrote wrote and drew The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, which is one of my favorite duck stories of all time. And so this is not a part of that as far as I know, but it's his first published comic book work. And I just think that's flippin' amazing. I mean, if I'm gonna start with a slab, this is an incredible one to start with. And I will admit, like, I'm not gonna say it has awoken something within me, because I'm not gonna go actively hunt down slabs, but like, I get it. When I look at this, it just, the slab makes everything pop. It presents so well. It looks so cool. Like, I get why people want to cover their walls with these, you know? I don't know that I'm going to do that, but this is just a great cover. I love Scrooge and Glomgold on here fighting over treasure like they do. It's really cool. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So Chonko, thank you. And definitely check his channel out. So that's it. But I mean, that's a lot is what that is. That was a lot. But that's what I have to show right now. Those were things that have been sent to me over really probably the last couple of months, and they've been kind of piling up, and I kept meaning to, I was like, I'm gonna make a video on this. And I know I showed most of them on streams, but I kind of wanted to do something and showcase them just a little bit more. So thank you to all of those guys one last time. Please check them out in the links below. And hey, while you're down there, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you want to do that. So those are the books I have to show right now. I appreciate you watching and sticking around to the end. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. In today's episode, men from the internet try to get me to take my shirt off by sending me gifts.
Just do it, damn it, do it. We gotta go. Whoa! Ah!
Don't know what to do with my hands. Before we get started, and I sucked at that again. Jeez.